I was not planning on doing a video today because there is so much that I need to get done, but I cannot not talk about this because Sydney Colson of the Las Vegas Aces has just signed to the Indiana Fever as the mysterious point guard that we have all been guessing wrong about. And listen, I am so curious as what A'ja Wilson, how she feels about this, and have they talked about it? I'm sure they have. I'm sure they are really good friends. I'm sure. I mean, I don't know how A'ja will react, to be completely honest, because like if you think about it, this was the day of A'ja Wilson's shoe drop and the announcement, big announcement, and this is definitely big news that I know is taking the internet by storm right now. And Caitlin Clark and her jersey retirement were also the same day. So I cannot imagine that this feels too great for A'ja Wilson, just particularly like with the timing of everything. But also I'm sure it doesn't feel great for A'ja Wilson to lose the best locker room player in the WNBA. And I gotta say, as sad as it is to lose Erica Wheeler, this is like the replacement for Erica Wheeler, but somebody who has been to championships and who has come in clutch moments. And yes, she is older. She is not a big scorer. She does come in, not even every game, but when she does, I don't know. I remember last season her coming in and making these crazy assists and making some crazy shots. And you guys have to remember, they want a point guard with a lot of experience, somebody that has championship experience, somebody who can cultivate a good locker room. I mean, this was just said today, locker room, locker room, locker room. And who are you going to get that is willing to take a minimum, like a veteran minimum salary that has had the championship experience and is willing to come in for a few minutes a game, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 5, maybe not even every game. But this is something that I trust the Indiana Fever so the front office is so much right now. I don't know. I have an undying faith in what they're doing. And Sydney Colson, in my opinion, is the signing that is breaking every narrative that people have to say about the Indiana Fever. Let's just list them out. Nobody wants to go to the Indiana Fever. And then the signing of Sophie Cunningham was very contentious, as it was seen as a one direct, like very right directed signing. But every single other person after the Sophie Cunningham signing has been just the opposite narrative. So there really is nothing that can be said about the Indiana Fever that is actually following the narrative of the haters. And yes, I am a bandwagon member of those saying that this is the most shocking news of free agency. Listen, the most shocking news of free agency is about a player who averages like 2-point-something points a game. Like, how is this possible that this is the most shocking news, guys? Yet it is. And for anybody that doesn't follow a lot of the players in the WNBA, I urge you to check out Sydney Colson's TikTok, if you do TikTok, or just any of her social media, because she is very funny. As a matter of fact, I think one of her backup plans, like after the WNBA, and that she's probably working on, is stand-up comedy. So the locker room experience, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of practical jokes. There's going to be a lot of uplifting. And I see this as a very positive move, personally. Now, do we need a big still? Oh my God. I think we needed a big more than we needed a backup point guard. That was my position and my stance, because I think we either need a big power forward or we need a backup center, because there needs to be some beefiness, some length to the Indiana Fever. They are not the biggest team. And I know that a lot of people think their offense is like what's going to win it. And I think their offense is what's going to get them there for sure, wherever there is. But you guys, this is the making of a super team. But oh man, I'm really sorry if you're an Aces fan, because I have seen nothing but crashing out online, and it's kind of bad now. There's a lot of tears, a lot of anger, but you know what? I don't know what to say. It's business, guys. But no, this was not on my bingo card. Not by a country mile. And you guys, I'm sitting here thinking, oh, this free agency is nothing. Like, wait until 2026. And I keep using the phrase 2026 free agency is going to be like the Wild West. While I still do believe that there is going to be a lot of craziness that happens, I don't know. This free agency has gotten pretty intense. And if next season is much more intense than this, I don't know how we're going to handle it. But I mean, there are probably going to be changes. With Duana Bonner being 37 years old, gosh, I hope I got her age right, because sometimes I got Natasha Howard's age wrong the other day, and that was quickly corrected. And I thank you guys for that, because I was thinking of another player. But yes, with Duana Bonner being 37 years old, there are definitely going to be some changes on the Indiana Fever, I think. I can guess. I can only assume. But hey, Diana Taurasi is 42 years old, and we haven't heard whether she's retiring or not yet. But this could be more shocking than the Luka Doncic trade, which I am totally kidding about. Do I think this is the end of free trade for Indiana? Nope, I definitely don't. Because length and power are definitely needed on this team, and I don't know what they're going to do about it. I can't say I know anything after this trade, to be completely honest, but or this signing, not trade. But I have to think that they are also thinking the same thing that I and a lot of other real basketball fans are thinking. And ESPN has just ranked the Indiana Fever as the top winners in free agency. This puts them on another level, and when they're done with free agency this season, which they just can't be done with free agency. I don't know how they're going to get off Katie Lou. I really don't. I can only speculate, and I can only speculate that it will have to do with a draft pick, but with how many older people, not how many veterans that we have on the team, I am curious about that draft pick and if it's worth giving up. But if, say, a Janelle Salon, I can't stop talking about Janelle Salon, and I won't stop talking about Janelle Salon. Although, actually, I probably should, because, gosh, we have, like, wings abundant. We have wings for days. And we really do need someone more in the 6'4" and up, in my opinion, as a non-front office person. And they have Jaylen Brown signed up for training camp. That's kind of up in the air. It's kind of looking more towards that we are not going to be having a Jaylen Brown on the Indiana Fever next season. And while I really don't go for the divisive politics talk in basketball, I really do just love to talk about basketball. And I feel like very often that kind of muddies it up a little bit. I am very curious to hear what the Natalie Esquires and the Sabria Whitakers of the world will say about this one. And for anybody who doesn't know, the Fever is now such a culturally diverse team. And I don't care about the cultural elements. I don't like the culture war. I don't like any of that. But I have to say, this makes me feel like there's less ammunition out there for that. And I am so happy that there can be a little more basketball talk here. And I wonder if this was the Aces letting her go, because I know the Aces are pretty low on cap space, and I'm really curious about how their free agency is going to end up, because they did actually fire their GM last season I think it probably had a little bit to do with the Hamby lawsuit. So there's someone new coming in. I'm not sure if that's affecting their free agency, but they did get Liz Kitley back, and that's a good sign for Vegas. But how about nobody wants to go to Indiana? Nope. How about a lot of people have been commenting that Indiana is too white? Nope. I really like the shocking narrative breaker that all of this does. And I do want to go into more basketball talk, but I did just want to make this quick video because this is big news, guys. I don't think I've ever seen a player that averages 8 minutes and 2.5 points a game ever get this much uproar about a signing.